Hello, cyberspace. It's me, Angie, and I welcome both you and your ears to an episode of Life, Love, Music, and Space Travel. In case you're wondering who Angie is, I'm Angie, and I'm super stoked to spend some time sharing with y'all some of my experiences and thoughts on living, loving, music, and space travel, or spiritual experiences as I often refer to as space travel. A rather broad spectrum, right? Well, my hope is to always share something that resonates with, intrigues, excites, or perhaps inspires you. On that note, I invite you to sit back, buckle up, and take a little trip out into the cosmos with me. Hello, cyberspace. It's me, Angie, coming to you with episode number 34 of my podcast, Life, Love, Music, and Space Travel. Thanks for joining me. This is part 2 of my Triple Whammy series. The Triple Whammy being what I consider the quote, Holidaze, D-A-Z-E. This time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Ooh, shit. For me, this has been a knock me out time of year for the most part. I have titled this episode, 'Tis the Season. I don't know if anybody else finds the humor in that, but 'tis the season to what? Well, anyone who's listened to Christmas music knows, right? 'Tis the season to be jolly. I call bullshit on that. I am not going to make this a pessimistic episode, but I'm really hoping that it's just a realistic episode. This time of year is challenging. If you listen to my last episode, which was really based around acceptance and gratitude, kind of tied in with the Thanksgiving part of the Triple Whammy, this next phase, good golly, has just been, over the years, it's been a jumble of stuff. I grew up with, as I've said, I do believe a very happy childhood. Definitely some parts of it that led to many neuroses and have been fodder for my therapy sessions. But immediate family stuff was definitely filled with joyful moments, and Christmas time and holidays I recall fondly. As I got older, I moved out to Colorado at around 21, I think, somewhere around there. Actually, I might have been a little bit younger. Maybe I was 20. I could have been 19. I don't know. I don't remember. I can't remember that far back. But the holidays, I spent a lot of the holiday season away from my family. After growing up, it became kind of a work deal. I worked on most of my holidays. We celebrated and that kind of thing, but it was definitely filled with work and non-traditional type of holiday stuff. Now, I say non-traditional. What's traditional? I did grow up with a Christmas tree, and I am, quote, Catholic, whatever that means. We were not a practicing, we didn't go to church really generally. Maybe we went to some Christmas Eve stuff, but my holiday stuff was just kind of messy. So thinking about this holiday hullabaloo that we're in the midst of, some of the questions that have been coming up for me, what's it all about? What is the season all about? What is it all about to me? What's it all about to you? I have been on this journey, as I've mentioned, of recovery and self-discovery. And a big part of that has been figuring out what life in general means to me and sort of peeling away the things that I've taken on, the ideas that I've taken on from, be it society or maybe just familial tradition stuff or what other people do, and thinking that that's the way it's supposed to be for me. And for fuck's sake, my goodness, watch any commercials and it tells us all about what we're supposed to be believing in or feeling. And that's caused a lot of trauma and drama for me. So here I am in 2022 thinking about what's the holiday mean for me? As this triple whammy kind of season is upon me, I'm hoping to share, I guess, just some of my experience, quote, strength and hope around what it's like now. This time of year is challenging. My journey of recovery began, well, it began before December 19th of 2000, but December 19th of 2000 was my last drunk. It was after a Christmas party, Golden Eagle Christmas party. I worked at the Golden Eagle restaurant up in Beaver Creek for 10 years or so. And my last debauch was on December 19th of 2000. I opted to go to a Christmas party instead of spending time with my boyfriend at the time and his family. I was a mess, really, personally, and I think that's why I opted for the Christmas party. I was pretty unwell emotionally, was not necessarily very good at relationships. I call them relationships. That'll be an episode in that at some point. Things were dysfunctional and messy, and so I decided I was going to go to this Christmas party instead and do exactly what I do. I got loaded and awful, and he came and picked me up, and this terrible night ensued. So on December 21st, 4 days before Christmas, I got kicked out of my house. So that set into motion, and that was about, 22 years ago. That set into motion a pretty awful holiday season reminder every year. December 19th would come around, and even though it put me on a path of changing my life, it did not fit well in with the time of year. It's supposed to be joyful and happy, and it was not that way for me. In truth, I didn't go to a Christmas party for another 15 years. Goodness sake. Thank goodness for the diner. 15 years later, I think it was about 15 years later, the diner, I finally went to a Christmas party and changed a memory. But December 19th has always really stuck in my mind. And so other things have come upon this time of year. December 19th of 2021 ended up being the last night I spent in Colorado. Thank goodness I got to spend it with a friend and had a great day. Actually had a ketamine infusion that day. It was a Sunday before I headed off to North Carolina. But December 19th, another day. So my last drunk and my last night in Colorado thus far. Tying in with the rest of the month, December 16th of 2020 was the finalizing of my divorce after spending a very tumultuous 18 years together overall. Not all of that was married, but December 16th of 2020, we finalized the divorce. Lived together for another year, which was incredibly challenging. And then on December 16th of 2021, our house sale finalized. So, I mean, those days all were very challenging. Yuck. That's what the time makes me think about. And so mixing it in with Christmas, and I don't know, I've spent a lot of time having to separate and kind of detach from this time of year. I really spent a good amount of time just looking at it as another time of year. Some people say Jesus is the reason for the season. And I took a little time, I think, to figure out who the Jesus dude was. I was like, what am I getting all flummoxed about? It's not Santa Claus, presents, spending money, blah, blah, blah. That cannot be my focus. I'm going to throw in there. I've read a really great book. It's called Beautiful Outlaw. And for anyone else who maybe is not familiar with Jesus, this was a spectacular book, I thought. Really put Jesus as a man on planet Earth in a really fantastic perspective for me. He was a badass outlaw. So anyway, I just find that was really helpful. Remembering that if you happen to be going through any challenges this time of year or getting caught up in the idea of what Christmas is supposed to be about, it really is about the birth of Christ, right? So I figured, hey, why not try and learn a little bit about Jesus Christ? For sure. Seems to be the wise thing, and that doesn't have anything to do with dinner or presents necessarily. I mean, I understand, yes, the wise men came and gave their gifts, and You know what I'm talking about. That's been helpful for me. This time of year also, my dad's birthday is December 21st. It's the first day of winter. Those are two good things. I love winter. I happen to absolutely love winter. Anyway, winter in Colorado, I will say I love. I was chatting with a friend online a little bit and talking about good old upstate New York winters. And I have not been back in that part of the country in the winter in a very long time. My recollection of them is actually very cold, humid, cold, and very challenging. I was not skiing or snowboarding or anything like that. Going to Colorado really changed things for me. I'm going to jump right into a pod decks question. Yep, Travis Brown, thank you. I love pod decks. Anyone, you can Google it. I talk about it all the time, though. It's a great format for questions and answer stuff. Use it for your family. Get to know each other. If you happen to have a podcast, it's a great way to inspire questions, whether you're interviewing somebody or talking by yourself. I use it all the time. And this question is out of the Holiday Tradition deck. It says snow. Love it or hate it. And it does bring me back to this idea of winter and holiday. Snow, I love it. I'm really missing it. But I am in North Carolina, and I'm pretty sure if there was snow here right now, it would not be the same as, the lovely champagne powder Colorado snow, the light stuff that you can sweep off your car and sweep off the deck. And there's no place to snowboard on it around here. I think I'd really have to drive like 6 hours. I do plan to try and get on a hill at one point or another here in Carolina. Maybe I'll go to Virginia. Somebody talked about that. But snow, I love it. It's been a wonderful part of the winter for me. Snowboarding has actually been a wonderful winter activity that has really pulled me out of, I don't know, this like I said, this holidaze, I think that I can fall into. Spelt with a Z, Holidaze, falling into the holidays. I need to kind of stay on my game. I can easily get pulled in and distracted and caught up, and I don't want to do that. I'm very, very grateful for where I am right now, I'm making new memories. I'm going to spend this Christmas, as far as I know, with my family, my immediate family, mother, father, brother. It's pretty wonderful, and it's been a long time since we have spent the holiday together, the holidays. We made it through Thanksgiving. Next up is Christmas. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We've got some decorations. There's some lights that are hung up outside. Mom actually decided to buy a all-season tree. And I'll continue into the pod decks questions. The next questions that I pulled out was Christmas trees, real or plastic? The last many years of living in Colorado were, as I've mentioned many times, challenging. The holiday season came around. It was pretty challenging. The husband at the time, and when he was the ex-husband, we were not necessarily celebrating anything. But I did always put up a set of Christmas lights around the front door. I set up some Christmas lights inside. I guess over the last 5 years, we actually ended up getting a fake tree. I went for the real tree for quite some time. And then, my goodness, they got so expensive. And we would get it at Costco, which was still a great deal. But then the needles would fall off, I swear, within a few days. The tree was practically dead by the time we got it. So we finally went for a fake tree. And I'm all about it. Pull it out of the box, put it up, they never smelled anymore either, the real ones. So pull the fake one out. And I enjoyed it and found pleasure. I felt like I got to walk down memory lane, which was also important. I have a lot of Christmas ornaments that mean a lot to me, mean something to me. They're all packed away right now. I won't get them maybe until next Christmas, but I am all for, in truth, these days, the plastic tree, the fake tree. Kind of going back to talking about Mom, she did buy It's kind of a skinny, tall tree. And she said she might wanted to take it back, but I really like it. It's got a couple pine cones on it, and I feel like we can use it all year. Make it an all-season tree, which is cool. I don't know, to put things up just for a little while and take them down. Does that take away the meaning of the season? I don't know what y'all think about that. As I do, I'm going to say it early in the episode. I really would love to hear from anyone. You can find me at my website, www.lifelovemusicandspacetravel.com, and leave me a voicemail. There's a microphone icon on the screen. Just click on it and leave me a voicemail and tell me about some of your holiday traditions or non-tradition, or maybe the holidays don't mean anything, and how do you get through this time of year without getting pulled into the madness or the sadness or whatever comes with it. Yeah, the fake tree, I'm pretty stoked on it. I actually found a pine cone. There's huge pine cones in my parents' backyard, and I brought the pine cone in the house and I wrapped some Christmas lights around it and put it outside my bedroom door. It feels good. What do lights have to do with Christmas or Jesus? I don't know if they have anything to do with it, but I'm finding some comfort in it and I'm going with it. I actually went to a Christmas party last night. I decided to participate in a little bit of social activity, and it was really wonderful. I want to thank my friend Luke for bringing a bunch of strangers together. It was really cool. It was filled with a lot of food, some fellowship, and well out of, I'm sure, any sort of Christmas tradition, we played Cards Against Humanity. I think that's what it's called. I had never played that before. Maybe y'all know about that. It was definitely, I'd say, a non-appropriate holiday game, and yet it was perfect. It was perfect for all of us, laughing at all the inappropriate things, just as it should be, and having a great interaction with one another. It was a few hours spent together, all of us out of our house, getting to know each other, and it was really enjoyable. I don't get out for a whole lot of social interaction. I do love live music and that kind of stuff, but I'm usually focused on myself at a concert. Anyway, thanks for the party, Luke. It was great. I ate way too much chocolate. Delicious chili. A friend brought some his grandmother's recipe of chili, turkey chili. It was delicious. So it was a good time. And that makes me, again, think about this time of year seems to promote gatherings, which is good. Opportunities to be of service. Find a way to help your fellow human. We all need help out there all year round, for sure. Just as I had mentioned, Thanksgiving is definitely not just gratitude on the day of Thanksgiving, but to maintain that attitude of gratitude throughout the year. It can be really hard to stay focused on finding gratitude all throughout the year. But I'm reminded it's like bad shit does not stop happening. Challenging shit does not stop happening just because it's the season. 'Tis the season to be what? It's just like the rest of the year, except all of this stuff is thrown on top of it. And I feel like there's pressure to be something other than I am because it's Christmas or service opportunities. I'm very grateful to have that perspective in mind and understand it's important to stay connected. Put myself out there. Don't hide in my bedroom alone. Maybe you need to hide in your bedroom alone, though. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. Suggestions only of maybe what work for me. But sometimes not sometimes. It's always important to practice self-care. And so maybe separating yourself from the madness and all of the outside stimuli is important. Kind of, again, going back to what's it all mean to you? What does it mean to you? How important is this holiday to you? What is it that you're getting out of it or not getting out of it? Tying back into the Christmas party, I will say, another pod deck question. Do you own an ugly Christmas sweater? Well, it was, quote, an ugly sweater party. But nobody's sweater was really ugly, I don't think. The guy who won had a pink one on, and maybe it was a gal's sweater or whatever, but I thought everybody's sweater was pretty cool. A friend came with some pine cones on him and Christmas lights strung around him. And one guy had a sweater with something to hold your drink in. I don't drink anymore, but I'm like, I could definitely see use for that in the old days. Put your beer can in there, whatever it is, your bottle of whatever, and have a place to double, fist it, triple have it, 2 drinks in one hand and one in the pocket. There were definitely some cool sweaters. And I really liked my sweater, which you'll see in the picture of my episode is it could be Santa Claus or it could be Jerry Garcia. And I'm going with Jerry Garcia. That was my theme, Jerry Garcia. I am going to throw this out there because I'm always throwing out music stuff. But I just bought myself I'll call it an early, quote, Christmas, New Year's anniversary. So my wedding anniversary, was the day I got married. I don't know if it's a wedding anniversary anymore, but I got married on 2/2/10. And that was actually Groundhog's Day. of all days. I love Groundhog's Day. It's one of my favorite movies. But since it's no longer a wedding anniversary, I bought concert tickets to go see Bob Weir and the Wolf Brothers and the Wolf Pack at the North Charleston Amphitheater. I'm going to have to find out what the name of the place is for sure, but it is in North Charleston, South Carolina. And it's the beginning of his winter tour. I think he's calling it his winter tour. I bought myself front row orchestra seats. There weren't any pit tickets left. Otherwise I would have gotten those. But I am excited about seeing some more live music. I was able to see Bob Weir back in Colorado at the Ford Amphitheater along with Red Rocks. But he's a favorite of mine. And I actually personally have a huge crush on Jay Lane, the drummer. I believe he was also the drummer for Primus and for Rat Dog. I'm very excited about going to see some live music. So anyway, I just thought about that in talking about my Jerry Garcia ugly Christmas sweater. I hope y'all if anyone else is participating in any sort of a Christmas party, maybe you get to do an ugly Christmas sweater party. I'm going to transition over because this is winter. And once again, it is the holiday season, but winter, I've just gotten myself lost in winter to kind of detach from all the madness, which I think would be helpful. Find something that you love to do during this time of year that maybe has nothing to do, hopefully has nothing to do with Christmas or 'tis the season to be whatever. I personally, my favorite winter activity, it says, what's your favorite winter activity? My favorite winter activity is snowboarding. And yes, I'm not doing that this year. So far, this is my first season without a season pass on the mountain in a long time. I always had a pass for Vail and Beaver Creek, and I don't have one this year, and my snowboard is sitting behind me in my bedroom, behind the chair. I get to see it, but it's probably not going to get nearly as much use as it might have gotten if I was still in Colorado. But that's my favorite winter activity. In truth, Colorado again, I actually enjoyed shoveling snow because there was not a whole lot to shoveling. It was super light, fluffy. When we talk about the air is dry, it is. We don't have the cement snow that I know my friends are dealing with in upstate New York, especially way northern New York. Anywhere up north where there's humidity, the snow is cement-like, and it's not nearly as fun. But they have snow blowers. Maybe that makes it easier. So my favorite winter activity is snowboarding. I loved everything about it. I loved putting on my snow pants, my jacket, all my gear, buying cool long underwear, and wearing all the cozy stuff, and especially going out in a blizzard. I was a fan of blizzard riding in the trees, and there was always shelter from the storm in the trees, riding the chairlift. I loved everything about the mountain, and I did not move to Colorado being a mountain girl necessarily. Prior to that, I had a few days. I think my dad took me to Gore Mountain, and it was miserable. I think I took 2 maybe I took like a half day ski lesson and I sucked at skiing. I don't get me wrong. I love skiing for those who can do it. I have a lot of friends, dear friends who are skiers, and I give props to anyone who can do it, but I cannot do it and I sucked at it. But snowboarding, I love it. I love clicking into the bindings and flying downhill. It's pretty wonderful. Pretty wonderful. So find a favorite winter activity. Do you have any winter vacation plans? Make a little trip in town. You don't have to be going anywhere. This is the next question. Do you have any winter vacation plans? I do. I'm going to Podfest, actually, and I'm going to see Bob Weir. But first, I am going to Podfest in Orlando, Podfest 2023. It'll be my second time attending. I am really excited. It has nothing to do with winter necessarily. I'm staying at like the Renaissance at SeaWorld. It's not going to be, I'm sure, hoping it's not going to be cold since I'll be in Florida. But that's my winter plan so far. I don't have anything super far out. When I do go to see Bob and the Wolf Brothers, Mom and I are going to go, I think, and spend the night in Charleston and have some lunch and spend a little time together. I'll go to the concert and stuff, but it is nice to have something to look forward to. And I'm aware that I don't need to make it big. It doesn't have to be a trip. Maybe just something to make a plan to go to see a movie, make a plan to do something, take a class, whatever it is. Make a plan to do something during the winter season so it doesn't perhaps seem so long and drawn out. If you don't happen to be a winter person, I know I hear from people all the time who hate winter. I always think, why do you live in a cold place then? I know I am where I am right now, and I often feel like it's not where I'm going to end up. I love, love, love the ocean. I do, but there's just something about the mountains that are my thing. I suppose maybe it does have to do with the fact that I grew up in the foothills of the Adirondacks, upstate New York. And even though it didn't seem mountainous, there's just something about that area, the geography, the trees, all of the topography and kind of stuff. I miss that. I do. I miss just the vista. I miss what the mountains look like and the surrounding land. And but this is where I am for now. That, I think, is one of the most important things I can focus on. So as I go back to the idea of 'tis the season, 'tis the season for me to stay grounded, to be okay with everything being exactly as it is. Perhaps not the way I thought it would be, should be, could be, but that this is where I am. 'Tis the season to stay in acceptance and gratitude. Focus on really the opportunities that are being presented to me now. I don't want to miss out on my life as it is. I believe that's a message I kind of share pretty regularly. I don't want to miss out on it by wishing things were other than they were. Now I'm human, so I definitely go back to wishing things were other than they were. Or perhaps there's something that I want, I don't have, and I'd like to have something. But I generally pull myself back pretty regularly to sitting in a place of being okay with things as they are. And what does now have to offer me? I have been listening to a great book. It's kind of painful. It's pretty challenging at times. It presents a lot of sort of horrifying information and disturbing stuff, but we've all been through some horrifying and disturbing situations, and perhaps many of us are in one right now or are going to go through one. I mean, the holidays are messy. It generally brings about a lot of discomfort at times. The drinkers get drunk. Some people don't have the money that they want to buy things. We go into debt. It's all stuff that's going on for sure. I just I put out there thoughts for peace and serenity and positivity. Make the changes that need to be made to live the life that you'd really like to be living. Life is messy, but there's always opportunities for growth. I guess that gives purpose to the pain for me. What can I find to grow out of this? I suppose 'tis the season to continue to grow. That's what it is. 'Tis the season to continue to grow. I've really been all over the place in this episode, but the triple whammy, I'm in the midst of it. I do have a ketamine infusion coming up. I'm pretty excited about it. As I've mentioned before, it is a medicine that is working for me. Perhaps it's not for everybody. I am going to put out there that this time of year is challenging. If you're challenging with the drink, if you're challenged with the drug, if you're challenged with whatever sort of mental situation you've got going on, I just suggest reaching out to somebody. I think the number now is 988. I have called the suicide hotline before. I have called my local help hotline. I have reached out and asked for help. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable. It's scary, but it's fucking amazing at the same time. My life has changed. I am living a life today that I never thought possible. Getting through the challenges of, I'm pretty sure my ex has a girlfriend. Not that that's my business, but I haven't fallen into the pit of despair because I am currently living in my parents' bedroom, or not in their bedroom, but a bedroom in their house. And in truth, because the truth is, I'm loving it. I don't want to wish things were different because I really like the way things are right now. And when the time is right for me to be living a different life or perhaps adding to my present life, then that time will come. But in the meantime, I just highly yet gently suggest for those out there who are struggling, reach out, use the resources that are available. There are plenty of them. And people are waiting on the other end of the phone call to hear from you. Or there's a meeting out there for just about everybody, and somebody's waiting for you to walk through the door and join. Don't be alone unless you want to be alone. I may sound like I'm going back and forth on things because I don't know what the answer is for everybody, but do the search within and let that be the reason for the season. Grow your spiritual life. Perhaps get back to church, get to know the Jesus dude. I highly suggest Beautiful Outlaw. For me, that I just loved the book. I'll include it in the show notes for sure. The author's name. I read quite a few of his books in some book sessions that I did with some friends. I wish I could remember his name right now, but I can't. But I will include it. I'll also include the book that I was talking about earlier that I didn't mention is The Body Keeps the Score. It's been incredibly insightful for me. And I had a life-changing appointment with my therapist recently that was directly related to some stuff I started thinking about and feeling while I was listening to this book, The Body Keeps the Score. There's a lot of stuff to do this time of year. Watch Scrooged. I love it. Bill Murray. He's fucking funny. It's one of my favorite movies. Home for the Holidaze is one of my mother's favorite movies. She loves it. It's with I could be wrong. Holly Hunter, I want to say, but I kind of think that might be the wrong person. I do know that Robert Downey Jr. is in it. It's a great movie about dysfunctional holidays and families, which is pretty much what we all have. And instead of feeling like there's something wrong with that, find a way to make your way through it and find the humor in the midst of the madness, for sure. I kind of think that's it. I'm going to be coming to a close. I appreciate anyone who listened to my rambling. I hope you found something out of this. The main deal that I want to pass along is that here we are, triple whammy time, and letting go of what I think this whole season is supposed to be about is where the magic really begins for me. It's just another time of year filled with opportunities for me to learn about all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's not just Christmas, it's Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Ramadan, I believe. I mean, there's all kinds of other celebratory things taking place, and that's a big deal for me. Lots of people celebrating all kinds of things. And I don't have to go in debt over it. And I don't have to feel less than. I can soak it all in and just take it as another experience here on planet Earth. Yeah, that's it. So all of my family in Colorado and friends, I love and miss you. I do. I miss the mountain. I miss a lot of things, and yet I'm very grateful to be right where I am right now, taking in the experience that happens to be in North Carolina. Here's to ho, ho, ho. Here's to wintertime. Here's to non-wintertime if you happen to be someplace that's not very wintry. Yeah, I send out peace, love, and light and all that jazz. I look forward to hearing from you. Send me some messages. All right. Until next time, thanks for listening. Bye. So we've reached the end of today's episode. Thanks so very much for listening. It's now time to reconnect to planet Earth and all that comes with living on the blue ball. I'd love to hear your ideas for future episode topics, along with any and all positive and or constructive feedback. Please feel free to contact me at ashyisbadass@gmail.com. Thanks again for spending some time with me and allowing me to share myself with you. Until next time, please be gentle with yourselves, be kind to animals, and do all you can to allow your authentic selves to shine brightly.